Hello Secondary 3, how are you? I hope you are fine. This is Mr. Ayman Khalil with you, one of the professional teachers group. I'm going to introduce my next video today to revise Unit 3 and Unit 4. Let's begin with Unit 3, exercise on vocabulary. Choose the correct answer from A, B, C, or D. Number 1. This novel is not space as an ebook yet. You can get it next year. This novel is not valuable, is not capable, is not hearable, or not available. The correct answer is available. You cannot find it as an ebook. Number 2. To space means to push something hard, to press, to soak, to pledge, or to dress. To push something hard, of course, is to press. Number 3. Space is to make something white by using chemicals. Press or soak or pledge or crash. To make something white is pledge. It's the chemical substance which we use at our homes to clean our furniture and to make it white. Number 4. A space is a round piece of wood or metal that can be ruled. A ebook, a mixture, a ruler, or a papyrus. Of course, it's the ruler. It's the tool which your mother uses every day in her kitchen. Number 5. Space can hold a lot of information and are small enough to carry in your pocket. Books or encyclopedias or gadgets or CD-ROMs. Of course, CD-ROMs are small to carry in your pocket and it can hold a lot of information. Number 6. The noun of the verb press is pressed. Pressed is the verb. Pressure, pleasure, or treasure. The noun from the verb press is pressure. We use it with blood pressure and so on. Number 7. The space of the rubbish from our streets needs money and effort. The remove, the removal, the removes, or the remove. Of course, we need to use a noun here. The noun is removal. Number 8. Space is to use materials such as paper and glass rather than throwing them away. Returning, restoring, recycling, or resorting. Of course, to use the materials again is recycling. Number 9. Please press the space on the left to turn off the TV. Press the button or the screen, the keyboard, or the hammer. Of course, we press the button to turn on and off any gadget like televisions and computers and so on. Number 10. There is a special space in our kitchen for cutting vegetables. Budget or bracelet or gadget or so. Of course, the tool which your mother uses in the kitchen for cutting vegetable is gadget. Number 11. A or N space is a set of books dealing with every branch of human knowledge. Encyclopedia, brochure, literature, or antimedia. Of course, it's the encyclopedia which is dealing with every branch of human knowledge. Number 12. My elder brother is a football. He never misses watching a match. Is a football enthusiastic, or enthusiastically. Of course, we want to choose enthusiast. He is a football enthusiast. Enthusiasm is a noun. Number 13. We can space glass and paper. We can repair or recycle or retreat or rewrite. Of course, we can recycle glass and paper and reuse them as new material. I like the photograph on your computer, front or film or glass or screen. Of course, I like it on your computer screen. 15. My mother has a special space for cutting vegetables. Budget or griller or gadget or fryer. Of course, my mother has a special gadget. Ali is really space about his university course. He can't wait for the beginning of the term. Ali is really enthusiastic, enthusiast, or enthusiastically. We need an adjective here, so we will choose enthusiastic. The computer center sent me an or a space when I told them that the one I bought was broken. Sent me a placement, a treatment, attachment, or a replacement. Of course, the correct answer is number D, a replacement. Number 18. You have to space these fruits in water and vinegar before eating them. Of course, you have to soak, to put them in water. Number 19. I'm sorry, my father is space right now. You can call him later. My father is unimportant, unavailable, unnecessary, or immoral. If you cannot call him now and you have to call him later, so he is unavailable. The opposite is available. Number 20. The best thing about an space is that you can carry a whole library and read from it at any time. It's one of the features of the e-book, the electronic book. 21. Some people think that the public libraries will become part of biology, biography, geography, or history. Of course, the public libraries will become part of history as they will no longer live forever. 22. Her brother has not shown any space for any kind of sport. Enthusiasm, enthusiastic, enthusiast, or enthusiastically. We want to use the noun here. The noun is enthusiasm. That play is very popular. You had better check the space of tickets. The purity, availability, popularity, fertility. Of course, you have to check the availability to make sure whatever they are available to buy or not. Number 24. The painter usually prefers using the space to using the brush. The painter prefers using the fryer, the griller, the peeler, or the ruler. Of course, he prefers to use the ruler to paint the wall instead of the brush. 25. The government tries hard to face the many space of the coming years. The many benefits, challenges, profits, or advantages. Of course, if there is something dangerous, it's a challenge. So the government tries to face the many challenges of the coming years. 26. After the storm, workmen space a lot of sand from the road. Removed, recycled, replaced, or recharged. Of course, the workmen removed a lot of sand from the roads. 27. Before you can cook these beans, you have to space them for 3 hours. Cut down or soak or bleach or mix. Of course, the correct answer is soak, to put them in water for a long time. 28. The story is an interesting space of fact and fiction. Mixture, encyclopedia, growth, or team. Of course, it's a mixture of fact and fiction. 29. You can space white shirts to keep them looking clean. Roll, mix, bleach, or press. We used before the verb bleach to make something white. You can bleach white shirt to keep them looking clean. The last one, there has always been a lot of space between Egypt and Europe, a lot of mixture, trade, epochs, or gadgets. The correct answer is trade. Now, let's go to the grammar. Here we are going to do some exercise about the grammar, the forms of the future. Will plus infinitive, am is are plus going to plus infinitive, am is are plus the verb ing and the future and the present simple to express the future. Number 1. I have decided what to do this holiday. Space my grandmother. I'll be visiting, I'm going to visit, I'm visiting, I will visit. Of course, because we use decided here, so it is a plan which we planned before, so we will use I'm going to a visit. There is a keyword here, decided, to refer to am is are going to plus infinitive. Sarah is a good student. I expect space all her exams. Also, we have a keyword here. Expect tells me that the correct answer is she will pass, because it's a prediction with no evidence. Number 3. The weather has been very bad recently. I'm sure space again tomorrow. Here we have an evidence. The weather has been very bad recently. It's an evidence which made me to predict that it's going to rain again tomorrow, because there is an evidence before the prediction. Mona will not be at work next week because she space her aunt. She is visiting, she visit, she will visit, or she's going to visit. I think it's a clear arrangement, as Mona determined the time she will go to visit her aunt, so here we will use is visiting. It is not a plan, it is not a quick decision, it's an arrangement. We use the present continuous form to refer to the arrangement. The score is 15 goals to the home team and 2 to the visiting team. Of course, this is an evidence. And there are just 5 minutes left. The home team, of course, because we have an evidence that the home team, the owner of the playground, is going to win. You look tired. I'm sure you space better when you have had some rest. Here we have a keyword which is I'm sure, which makes me choose will feel. The company, number 7, the company doesn't have enough money. People space their job. Will be losing, lose, are going to lose. The company doesn't have enough money. This is an evidence which makes me predict that people are going to lose their jobs. Okay. What space next weekend? Would you like to come and play tennis with me? What do you do? What will you have done? What are you going to do? What did you do? Here we are asking about your plans for the next weekend. When we are talking about plan, we use are you going to do. Number 9, our club space new sports soon. Which sports shall I choose? Our club starts, is starting, going to start, will start. Here we are talking about an arrangement, so the correct answer is starting because it's a previous arrangement. At this time next Friday, I space to London. I will fly, I'm flying, I will be flying, I fly. Okay, the time indication here is at this time next Friday. It's the time indication which makes me choose the future continuous, which will be in progress at this time next Friday, so we will choose will be flying. By the end of the next month, we space the final exam. Also here we have a time indication to the future perfect, so the correct answer here is will have finished. The plane to Paris space at 8:45 leaves, leave, will leave, or is leaving. Of course it's a timetable. It's a future action which is determined by a fixed timetable, like the appointments of planes, buses, ships, meetings, cinemas, and so on. So we will use the present simple form. Leaves is the most suitable answer. Number 13. I'm going to Alex. Oh, I'm sure you space it so much. The time indication, the keyword here is I'm sure to the future with will enjoy, because we have I am sure. It's so simple and clear. Number 14. Don't come to meet you at 6 tomorrow. I space my research. I will finish, am finishing, will have finished, will be finishing. Although the verb finish is a stative verb and almost we cannot use it using the present continuous, but here the meaning is suitable to choose will be finishing, because tomorrow at 6 o'clock the action will be in progress. 15. Sugarcane space as a clean fuel in the future. Will be used, will have been used, is using, will have used. Of course it's a future passive, so we will use will be used because sugarcane is the object. Number 16. I can't continue this work. I space a break. I'm taking, I'm going to take, I will take, I will be taken. It's a quick decision which he took immediately, so the future simple with will plus infinitive is the most suitable answer. The correct answer would be number C, will take. 17. If you make such a noise once more, I space the police. I'm calling, I'm calling. It's a repeated answer. Both are not correct. I'm going to call, I will call. I think it's clear that it's a threatening. Okay, it's a threat, so we will use will call. 18. The bridge space by 2021. Will built, will have been built, will be built, will have built. It's a future perfect in the passive, so it will be will have been built. It's too cloudy today. I think it rains, is raining, is going to rain, has rained. Here we have the evidence and we have think. Think is a keyword for will plus infinitive, but the evidence is stronger than think, so we will use is going to rain. The last one, when I space I'm going to become a teacher, it's my plan. Graduate, will graduate, am graduating, or graduates. When I graduate, I'm going to become a teacher, it's my plan. Let's go to revise unit 4. Choose the correct answer from A, B, C, or D. Number 1. My brother has been space a math prize from Cairo University. Rewarded, beaten, awarded, or gained. It's a formal prize, so we will use awarded. Number 2. Exercise can have a space effect on your health and fitness. A negative, a useless, a reckless, or a positive effect. Of course, it will be a positive effect. Number 3. Nurses have an important space in looking after patients in hospital. An important role or ruler or rule. They play an important role in taking care of patients in hospitals. Number 4. My parents always space it when I work hard at school. Appreciate, estimate, fabricate, or educate. Of course, they appreciate my work when I work hard at school. Number 5. This new hospital was built with money from the development, improvement, government, or agreement. Of course, the government who gives us money to build hospitals and so on. Mrs. Ola is a space teacher. Her students usually do very well in their exams. Is a respected, respectful, respective. To describe Ola, to give her one of her personal features, we have to use the adjective respected, because we are talking about her in person. We are not talking about her family or her background and so on. The people that I help at the charity are always very space of my work, very appreciated, appreciation, or appreciative. To describe what they feel, we will use appreciative, as they appreciate my work. Number 8. My children are usually very space towards their teachers. Respectful, respected, respectable, or respect. To express their attitude, to describe their attitude toward the teacher, they are respectful, as they respect their teachers. The correct answer here is respectful. Number 9. They are well-behaved children who come from a space family. Respected, respects, respectable, respectful. To describe the family, we have to use respectable family. Number 10. How long has the king spaced the country? Govern, governor, government, governed. We have the helping verb has, so we will use the past participle governed. Number 11. It was a great football match. Both teams played very positively, negative, or negatively, because it's a great football match, and we want to use an adverb here at the end of the sentence to describe how did they play, to describe the verb. So the adverb positively is the most suitable answer. Number 12. The space for winning the swimming race is the gold cup. The reward, the prize, the award, the gift. We are talking about the gold cup, so it is prize for winning the swimming race. Number 13. The whole class clapped. Space at the end of the interesting speech. They had learned a lot. They clapped appreciatively, appreciate, appreciated, or appreciative. We want an adverb here to describe the verb clap, so appreciatively is the most correct answer. She likes to sail solo. Solo means with others, alone, lonely, or only. Solo, of course, means alone. Number 15. The teaching space in our school are very good. The teaching crew, the teaching staff, the teaching staff, the teaching flock. The group of people who are working in the same organization are called staff, but the crew is the people who work on board of the ship or the plane and so on. So the correct answer here is staff. I became in space of the company after my father's death. In response, in command, in chance, in charge. To be responsible for something is to be in charge of it. So the correct answer is number D, is in charge of. 17. Dr. Aisha was one of the most famous people in the Egyptian features, culture, gangster, or furniture. Of course, culture is the most correct answer. It's a very famous expression which we used before. 18. It's our duty that we help space women's position in society. Include, decrease, remove, improve. It's all our aim to improve women's position in society. Number 19. Dr. Aisha was space her degree in 1939 and joined university staff as a research assistant. Dr. Aisha was broken her degree, awarded her degree, won a degree, or taken her degree. Of course, the correct answer is awarded a degree. 20. To drive a car, you must get a driving license, a driving degree, a driving license, or for the correct answer is license. Number C. 21. My older brother has a space in math from Cairo University, has a license, a poster, a degree, or a permit. Of course, it's a degree in math. 22. My parents have always spaced me to get high grades, encouraged, decreased, discouraged, or regarded. Of course, they encourage me to get high grades. 23. She should be a good nurse, as she has very kind personality, persons, or personal. She has a very kind personality. A space is a document that gives you a permit to do something. A license, a card, a passport, or the credit card. Excellent. The correct answer is number A, license. Number 25. In charge of means to be space for something or something. I think we answered it before. To be responsible for something is to be in charge of it. Responsible for. Hala's achievement in the field of literature is space. Impressive, aggressive, effective, or negative. Of course, the only correct answer here is impressive. 27. I spaced to the airport in more than 2 hours because of the traffic jam. I reached, I got, I arrived, I turned. The preposition here too, so we must use got to the airport. The new traffic law doesn't space the driver to do over 90 kilometers per hour here. The new traffic law doesn't. License, advice, practice. License here is the verb, so we will use number D. 29. I got this necklace from the jewelers nearby for 2,000 pounds. The word got means, of course, bought, not reached, not became, and not received. No, the last one. I'd like not to talk about the problem as it's something informal or personal or popular or enthusiastic. When you don't want to talk about something, it may be personal. Grammar, Unit 4, the relative pronouns who, which, where, that, when, and so on. Number 1. The man space I met yesterday lent me some money. Here we are talking about a person, and the person here is a subject, so we'll have to use who. Number 8. 2. Here is the book. Space is worth 1,000 pounds. We are talking about something, the book, so we will use the relative pronoun which. This is all space I can do for you. Which, that, when, who. Of course, we will use that instead of what. But we don't have what, so we will use that. Number 4. Cairo is the city I live in. Where I live in, when I live, who I live, which I live. If we don't have the preposition in, it's a must to use where. But as we have the preposition in at the end of the sentence, we have to use which instead of where. Number 5. That's the man space car was stolen. Here we are talking about possessive pronouns. We have a noun after the space, so it's a must to use the relative pronoun whose car was stolen. The book space by my uncle was published in 2015. Written, which written, that written, was written. Of course we have to use which was written by my uncle, but we don't have which was. If we want to simplify, to summarize, it's a must to delete the relative pronoun and verb to be, because it's a passive sentence, so we have the correct answer here is written instead of which was written. Number 7. The man space from the fire insisted on rewarding me. Who I saved him, I saved, which I saved him. The man who I saved. Okay, there is no answer like that. I saved, which I saved. We cannot talk about the man using which. We cannot use the pronoun him with the subject. So the only correct answer here is I saved. This is the author space plays are the best sellers. Who plays, which plays, whose plays, that plays. Plays here is a noun, not a verb, so before a noun we use the relative pronoun whose. Number 9. He is the only applicant space deserve that job. The only applicant that deserve, which deserve, who deserves, or whom deserves. The correct answer here will be that. Number 10. Monday is the day on space we have history. On where, on when, on which, and whose. The preposition here on with the relative pronoun which instead of when. On which instead of when. So we will use number C, which. The man space the president lives next door. Who guarding, is guarding, which is guarding, guarding. Of course, we can use who is guarding the president. We delete the relative pronoun who and verb to be, so the correct answer here is guarding. Number 12. The dog ran after the boys space threw stones at him. The boys whom, who, which, who, when. We want to use a relative pronoun here to refer to the boys, the subject, so we will use who. The teacher space teaches us English is firm but fatherly. Which, that, who, where. The only answer here is who. We cannot use that because it is a non-defining relative clause, because we have comma at the beginning of the relative clause and we have comma at the end of the relative clause, so it's a must to use who. We can't use that. Number 14. Space really frightened me was the mouse I saw under my bed. Which, who, that, what. When we are talking about a certain situation, we can use what. So the correct answer here is what. Number 15. The foreigners space I met last night are from England. Here the foreigners are object, I is the subject, so the correct answer here is whom, to refer to the foreigners as an object. This is the house I live. The house here is a place, so we can use where. Number 17. This is the house I bought. Where I bought, which I bought, when I bought, or whose I bought. The correct answer here is which, because whose house is not a place, it is something which I bought. I made a mistake, space I should apologize, for which, in which, by which. Of course we have to choose for which. Number 19. The day space I received the present cannot be forgotten. In which, for which, on which, at which. Of course we have to use the preposition on with days, so we will use on which instead of when. I'd like to see the camera, space you bought yesterday. Who, no pronoun, whose, whom. I can't use who, I can't use whose or whom. If there is a relative pronoun which we can use here, it will be which. We can delete it and use no pronoun. I'd like to see the camera you bought yesterday. Thanks so much. I hope you have benefited from my video today. Waiting for you to record another video to revise Unit 5 and 6. Thanks. Goodbye.
Goodbye.